Welcome back. You might recall a scene in the classic Dickens novel, A Christmas Carol, when the miser Ebenezer Scrooge is visited by the shackled ghost of his former partner, Jacob Marley. Scrooge attempts to console Marley by reminding him that he was always a good man of business. In a bellowing rebuke, Marley tells Scrooge that mankind should have been his business. In fact, if Ebenezer Scrooge had been alive today, he could figure that out by working at this place. It looks like a bakery, it smells like a bakery, but it isn't just a bakery.
Hey, it's an adventure.
Yes, we do.
Don't.
Oh, you mean it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's an adventure and a bakery, but above all that, it's really an oasis, smack dab in the middle of a giant strip mall.
It's what we do for fun. That's why my husband and I own this business, is because we like to have fun.
More about the reasons in a moment, but first let's meet the two people who got it all started. By the way, that's Alicia in the middle. Technically, it got started when Rand and Joellen got started, on a blind date.
I thought he was a real clod.
So much for first impressions.
So I brought her some roses. You know, she'd go out with me.
Joellen not only married Rand, but dreamed of the day she would say,
I love it. The more time we can spend together, the better.
and so she would. After a lot of faith and prayers,
I would tell Heavenly Father that this is it. I knew we were supposed to do this, so you need to somehow find a way for this to happen.
Rand and Joellen Coons were able to buy the Great Harvest Bread franchise in Benyon, Utah.
We sat down and decided what it is that we wanted our store to emanate, to the feeling. And we came up with 3 basic things that we were after, and then a plan of how to accomplish that, and then we've been working on it ever since. And I think we're getting pretty close.
Those 3 things are generosity and
Phenomenal bread.
baking phenomenal bread, and what's the third?
The third was to have fun. Looks like no trouble with that one.
Wow! Oh, that was bad. Hey!
As far as point number 2, just watch the customers. The bread is awesome. The cookies, turnovers, muffins, it's all natural stuff. Wheat is ground right in the store. I mean, since when do you see 12-year-olds ask for whole wheat?
There you go.
But it's that first point that makes this a peculiar and wonderful place. It's the G words.
Being generous. Well, everybody gets a slice of bread, whether or not they buy, regardless of whether they buy anything or not.
The big free slices of bread are just for starters. By the way, you have to take one.
It's one of the things that when you are hired, you're told that within every hour you should be giving something free away just over the counter, other than the free slice of bread. So you get a mom that comes in with you are drawing really good, with a child who's upset or something, give the child a free cookie. Give the mom a free loaf of bread.
Like Rand said to me, the more you give, the more you get. And it's just great to have a job where the boss encourages you to give away stuff.
We have a lot of customers who say, I make this stop, it's the bright point of my day. I come in, this is my oasis. I come in to share a piece of bread with a friend.
And then there's the community thing.
Explorer's having a benefit auction, and we wondered if Great Harvest would be interested in donating some rolls.
We would love to. We would love to.
The Coons sent a letter to every church in the community telling them that they wanted to donate bread for any needy people or for any church functions, dinners, outings, Boy Scouts, you name it. They extended the invitation for bread to other community groups, government functions, schools.
What kind of slices can we get for you folks? We've got white cinnamon raisins.
Tonight, Rand and Joellen are at the local high school cutting and giving away bread as a fundraiser for the school musical. Now, if you're cynical, you're asking, what's the gimmick? What's the catch? But then in walks the same flock of high schoolers ready for their daily chunk of free bread with no real intent to buy anything.
It's the only place around that gives free bread.
It tests how true your generosity is. I mean, are we being generous just to make sell, or are we being generous because it feels good to be generous?
Kids are kind of a challenge, but you know, they'll grow up to be adults someday, and the positive impression you can make is really important. Everybody needs to know that they're special. Like Jim Black here. Get a shot of him on the camera. He's special, and Heather Jo, she's special too. And Todd's special. You already know he's special.
On average, the coons give away 1/10 of their bread every day. Can you imagine that strategy catching on in the corporate boardrooms? Fact is, the coons haven't worried much about profit because they haven't had to.
You remember the story of the manna? When manna came from heaven, it was good only for one day. And if the people tried to hoard it, they tried to keep more than their share, it went rotten, went stale. We have plenty. We have what we need, and yet the more we can give away, the more people we can help.
And the more we're receiving.
And
I mean,
the
it's
more we receive.
from a business standpoint, we're laughing on the way to the bank is what it comes down to. I mean, it's working. I start out by asking you if you know what this stuff is.
Sweet.
Brilliant group. Brilliant group.
It's like the tours, just a way to help children understand where all the good things come from.
Does it feel kind of like Play-Doh?
Yes, but you only want to eat it.
I know, you do. It's the good community feeling. The kids love it.
And she likes it.
I like it. Depending on the group, try to tap into the idea of sharing and what we're doing to share and how good it makes us feel, and let them talk about their sharing and does it make them feel good. So again, we're trying to pass on to this whole philosophy of that life can be really fun and good if you just let it. And you know what one of the funnest things is having kids like you come in and learn how to do it, and then we can give you free bread, and it's kind of fun.
Tell her thank you.
You're very welcome.
The best thing of all is that owning their business, Rand and Joellen have flexibility in their schedule and a lot of time for their 3-year-old Alicia.
I'm gonna get you.
The afternoon walk with Alicia is a bit more anxious today. Just an hour ago, Rand and Joellen were told their second adoption had fallen through. Like everything else here, faith, hope, and charity prevail.
Are you our angel? Did Heavenly Father send you here to us?
It comes from realizing that everything that you see, everything that we see is part of God's plan. And so I feel like Heavenly Father doesn't expect anything less. And that's simply just for us to be grateful. Okay, run around fast.
You know, the really interesting thing that we didn't bring out in the story was that a lot of these high school kids that come in and get the bread and not buy anything wind up being employees of the Coons and learning firsthand about the generosity that they have been extended.
Wow.
Really a fascinating and great place.
A note from the back page when we return.